Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Wherever you are in the world today, I hope you are having a beautiful, blessed day, and I hope you are enjoying the Awaken the New Feminine Paradigm Summit. So, we will begin by lighting the candle. Mm, 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 mm. Ah, bringing a little fire, lighting our passion, our purpose. Lighting the fire in our hearts, in our bellies. Mm. Oof. Bringing in the intention for clarity of purpose, passionate purpose, turning our pain into our power and our power into passionate soul purpose. Lighting this fire in celebration and honor of the visionary change makers, the rebels, the disruptors, the leaders with a mission, with a purpose for change, for the higher good. Hmm. Lighting this candle to the ones that clear away and the ones that give birth. The phoenix, the creatrix. Hmm. And the new earth and new paradigm, midwives, creators, new thought leaders. Mm. Blessings be, blessings be. Mm. May this light be strong in all of our hearts so that we may be the light, the lighthouses, the light keepers. We're going to need all hands on deck, like Deborah Giusti says, all hands on deck. So I just wanted to again come on and say, I hope you are enjoying all the talks, all the downloads, all the transmissions. If you are listening to this video and you have not yet um, registered for the free, it's a free Awaken the New Feminine Paradigm Summit. Make sure you get in and listen to all these incredible talks and get free gifts from all the speakers. It has been life-changing, extraordinary, amazing. And I wanted to talk just a little bit about the change makers, the change agents, the disruptors. Like there is an energy that I believe that a leader, there's all types of leaders, right? There's all sorts of leaders, and everyone has a leader within. But I'm talking about the type of leader that creates a movement, creates change, right? We all know Martin Luther King Jr., like he's one of those ones that was dedicated to racial equality. And was he a perfect man? No, he was not a perfect man. And, I've had some of my very good friends and colleagues hear my speech about Martin Luther King Jr. and they're like, he was not faithful to his wife and, he was not good to women and he didn't give credit where credit was due. And, Well, I dug a little deeper and I found out, okay, yeah, he wasn't a perfect man, but he was certainly passionate about his vision, his mission, his purpose, which was racial equality. And that is like what his mission was, what his purpose was. And so, when I say that I love Martin Luther King Jr., maybe it's not him as a man because I didn't know him personally. And I didn't know all the other stuff that he wasn't so dedicated to the feminist movement. Okay. That was a long time ago. But what he had was a vision and a dream for racial equality. And he did not stop. He kept going. He was on fire. And he didn't do it. Oh, I went all blurry. That was weird. He didn't do it for the followers. He didn't do it for the money. He didn't do it for fame. He did it because it was something he believed in. He did it because he was lit with a passionate purpose for change. And, the more I deepen into that, the more I'm like, that's what kind of leader that I'm committed to being. Not doing it for the followers. What you think Martin Luther King was like, who's following me? How many likes do I have? No. He had a purpose that was bigger than himself, bigger than me. And I am going to just speak up right now and say that I am one of those rebels with a cause. Not a rebel without a cause, but I am a rebel with a cause. And the rebel archetype, well, they're the ones that upset the apple cart. They're the truth tellers. They're the ones that will call you out in order to call you in. They are the disruptors. They will say things that won't make them popular. It won't make them even liked. The change makers, the change agents are the ones that get in trouble. They're the ones that people gossip about. They're the ones that get blacklisted. And they're also the ones that make lasting change for the better. And I'm talking about a rebel with a cause, not a rebel without a cause. Like that's just chaos and disorder. I'm talking about the ones like Rosa Parks. She was such a rebel. She's like, I'm not going to give my seat up. She went to jail. She got in trouble for that. And what happened? By her standing in her sovereignty, she created a movement. That's what kind of leader that I'm committed to being as I'm creating this summit. I'm getting up at 5, 6 in the morning and I'm working until midnight. And I don't say this to, you know, do anything other than just say, I am committed to this message, this mission. And I don't know who will listen to this video, but if you're listening, I'm not getting paid for any of this. I don't get kickbacks from YouTube or from anyone. Like, I am doing this because it's what I believe in. And my son. He's so sweet. We're having a morning coffee and I'm out there and I'm totally exhausted, and he's like, Mom, he's almost 18. He goes, Mom, why are you doing this? You're exhausted. You're not even getting paid for this. And people don't even appreciate you. So why are you doing this? Like, I don't even understand why you're doing this. And then I explained to him the temperature, the gauge, the compass of where things are at in the world for women in particular. And he was like, oh, okay. And I said, yeah, I mean, I have to do something. This is my something. Like, this is what I feel like I can do. And he had an aha moment and he was like, oh, okay, I understand, Mom. And he said, good for you, that you're doing this, that you're really trying to make change. Like, this is important. We all of us, not just me, like, it's going to take a whole community of, it's going to take all of us to step into our power to create the change that we need on this planet. And I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but I think it's going to get a lot darker. And there's going to be a lot more chaos. And more than ever, are we going to be needing to come together? Collaboration, not competition. Collaboration. Let's just dive into that one. It's like if you're all in a boat and you're sailing the stormy seas and you got your crew and you got your captain, well, it's important for everybody on that ship, leadership, to be leaders because it's going to take the whole crew. I mean, the captain can say, hey, this needs to be done. Hey, that needs to be done. Oh, you need to, they can like herd cats, but the cats need to go, okay, well, let's be part of the crew and let's steer the ship so that the ship does not sink and the ship can make it to the destination. And this is how I am seeing leadership. And when I say, and when we all say that we all need to be in our version of leadership, that's what I mean. Because as the seas get stormier, imagine being on that ship. Right now, we're having one of the biggest storms that we've had in New Zealand for a very long time. And it's been very stormy. Whoa, it's been intense. And I'm like, wow, what if I keep using the analogy of leadership and being on a ship and we're all, together, all the summit speakers and I are on the ship together and we're sailing the stormy seas and I'm the captain and I'm like, at times having to whip out the Wonder Woman lasso of truth and like, wrangle people and herd cats and all the rest of it that comes from being the captain of a ship. However, no matter how much of the leadership captain role that I do, when the storm hits and we're traveling, in this the waves are coming up and like and it's dark. It takes everyone to be in their leadership. Everyone. And so I am realizing the importance of each role of leadership and that it's not all on the captain. It's not all on whoever's in charge. It's everyone. It's this like responsibility where we can't just say, you know, it's it's this leader or it's that leader or it's so Claudette Colvin and Rosa Parks, two women that were complete rebels. Now, did they do what they did because they were rebels, like just trying to cause problems or on a power trip, or they're trying to get followers or build a business as an entrepreneur, or, like, no, they stuck to their guns and voiced their truth because they had enough. They had enough. Why should I give my seat up for a white man on the bus? Why should I have to do that? So, women, it's time to build a fire inside your heart. You can still be loving, you can still be kind, but it's time for us to step into our power and say, enough is enough. Now, what I'm realizing as well is the new feminine paradigm starts right here. Inside job. So, where in your life are you giving your power away? Where in your life are you being a doormat? Where in your life are you allowing other people to push you around? And where in your life are you not respecting yourself? Where in your life do you need to speak up for the injustice, either of this world or the injustices in your own family system? Look, I've had to cut people off, but Claudette Colvin and Rosa Parks and all the other change agents that were disruptors, they weren't looked up at. They weren't fondly recognized at the time. I'm sure they were shamed, they were blamed, I'm sure they were gaslit. We know they were condemned and went to jail. Um, but they did the right thing. And those are the leaders that I admire. And those are the leaders that I hope to be. And I feel that I am. I have already got myself into mischief because I've spoken up. I've spoken up for others and not been popular for it. Um, I just shared this story recently, and I'm going to share it with you. I love this story. Um, and I speak in stories. I'm a storyteller. So I had this situation. I was around 11 years old, and we moved around a lot, school to school. And it was a new school. It was the first day of school. And these two girls come up to me, really pretty. They were super pretty and dressed really nice. They had their Guess jeans on. I mean, it was the 80s, so that was very popular back then. And they were really friendly. And they said, would you like to be our friend? And I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. It's the first day of school and I'm already making friends. Like, this is going really well for me right now. And I got so excited because, they were so pretty. And I was like, yay, to be your friend. But then they brought out a contract, an agreement form for me to read through, and I had to sign it in order to be in their group. Well, I've never heard of such a thing. I'm 11 years old. And so I read through it and it seemed wrong. Like red flags, like my intuition was like, no, 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 no. If you have to sign some sort of contract and sign it, this is not a good start. So I thought, okay, well, I mean, I don't even remember what was on the contract. Honestly, it was just the point of it. Like, friends are friends. Like, you make friends and you get to know each other and then you like each other and then you hang out. And like, it was all very like, this wasn't a business transaction, but it felt like it. And so, anyways, I'm 11 and it didn't seem right. So I went up to the two girls and I said, well, I'm not going to fill this out and sign it, but I'd love to be your friend anyways. Oh, no, no, you have to sign it or you can't be part of our group. And I said, well, no, thank you then. And they all of a sudden were really unkind and yeah, not very friendly after that and said, well, you've made a huge mistake. You're not going to have any friends at this school. And I said, oh, well, I already have a friend. And they said, oh, who's that? And I said, well, her name's Dawn. Is she in your group? Oh, no, she's not in our group. And the way that they said it was like, oh, no, like she was like lower than them. And I was like, oh, I really like her. She's really nice. Yeah, I really like her. And, if I have just one friend, that's more than enough for me. It's fine. And so I went along my way and they just kept giving me dirty looks. And I was just like, okay, this is a strange day. Thought it was going well and now it's a bit weird. But we ended up, Dawn and we ended up making our own group. Well, it kind of just, we all came together really. We were all the misfits. We were all the ones that didn't fit into that group, either didn't want to or just didn't. And it was a great group. We actually called ourselves the Misfits, and we would mohawk our hair up and spray paint our hair, like hair paint and different colors. And like, oh my God, we had so much fun. We formed the best group, and everyone was welcome in our group as long as you were nice and kind. And that was really all you had to be. We accepted all sorts, colorful people. We were a colorful group. It was such a wonderful few years. Like I still like just oh beautiful, 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 beautiful people. And I just saw one of them, my old best friend, just recently. And I just love them so much. Yeah. So, anyways, the misfits, you know, um, and I think that says a lot about who I am. We were the rebels. We were heart-led leaders way back then when I was 11. It all started even before I knew it did. And I go back to that. Go back to the rebel with a cause. Now, the rebel, the disruptor, the one that clears away what no longer serves. Okay, we clear it away, we burn it away, we go, no, and put up our boundaries, stand in our sacred, holy fire. We phoenix up out of those ashes, and then we enter into the archetype of the Creatrix. And the Creatrix, I'm going to put both cards, they're both cards in my Awaken the Oracle Within Oracle deck that I've, published and it is being printed right now. So excited. I've been working on it for the last I thought it was just 2 years, but then I'm realizing it's more like probably 3 years, 4 years maybe. Oh my gosh, it takes a while to do these things, but I'm in a completion cycle. And so the creatrix, ah, I've been calling myself a creatrix for years because she's the one that manifests her reality. She's the one that has rebelled and walked away or phoenixed up out of the ashes. And then she says, right, that old paradigm was not working. That world is not the world for me. And then she creates her own world. And I ran away at 15 years old and I created my own world. I'm now getting ready to turn 51. I ran away at 15 years old and moved in with my best friend's family. Her mom was my art teacher. Love them so much. That was the friend I just saw, Trinity, my best friend, one of the misfits, and lived with her and her family. And since then, I have created the most abundant life, a life of my wildest dreams. And I say that, I know it's my tagline, transforming wounds to wisdom, wisdom to superpowers, but I say it for a reason because it's what I've done and it's what I continue to do. And I say beyond my wildest dreams because sometimes I'm creating this world, this paradigm, and then it's even like beyond what I would even have dreamt. Like so much better, so much better. And I'll just bring that right down to, the mundane, turning the mundane to the magical. I was joking around. This is very mundane to magical, but I was just joking around recently because I'm really busy with the summit. I'm working a lot. A lot of moving parts go into creating a summit. And I know I said I was coming on live to do these live Facebooks, and I haven't been in there for a few days because I have been busy. Well, anyways, I'm so busy that the house is a mess. And I said to my son, I was like, oh God, you know what I really need in my life? I really need Rosie. My son's like, who's Rosie? I'm like, Rosie the robot. I want a robot. I want a robot that will come in and clean the house. And he's like, Mom, you're so weird. And I was like, no, I'll show you. And I showed him pictures of Rosie. And you know what? I don't know. I'm really good at manifesting things, but I didn't know that my husband already bought me this early birthday present. And it's given to me the next day, and it's freaking Rosie the robot. It's like, really? I just manifested my own personal Rosie. Now, of course, it's not like Rosie because, it's just the like vacuum for the floor. It's the, what is it called? The Roomba. It's a Roomba. But it's a good start. It's doing the floors. It's right now, it's out there going around. And I can't even tell you how happy that makes me to know that I've got Rosie on my side, on my team. I am all for having Rosie here. And and I was like, oh my goddess. Like I told my husband, I was like, this is amazing. Like I was just saying this, but he had already gotten it before I said that. So it's like I've been thinking about it. And as many of you know about manifesting, that it's like you're putting the energy vibes out there, like out into the universe as you're thinking it. And it's like, and then you bring it to you. And I've been like, I need Rosie, the robot, to be in my life. I wasn't thinking Roomba. I was really thinking Rosie, okay? But Rosie doesn't exist yet. So Roomba, it's Rosie. Rosie Roomba. Rosie Roomba, I love you. Now, this is just, probably, I'm probably boring some of you, but sometimes it's the little things. And if we can start being grateful for the little things and making a difference where we can. What I'm hearing a lot from clients, from friends, is they feel the weight of the world on their shoulders. And it's really important to remember that you cannot do it all. We need each other, and we all have a part in this orchestra, the symphony of voices, of missions, of purpose. We're living in a time where so many people are about me, 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 me. They're about followers, they're about how much money they can make, and about how much fame and fortune they can have. I don't blame people for being like that. It's almost like it's not even their fault because it's our whole social system that we're programmed into. But it's an epidemic and it's ripe and real and raw. And to me, great leaders are not in service to themselves. They're in service to the mission, to the purpose. And it's not self-serving. Like Martin Luther King Jr., although he had his flaws, he was not a self-serving man. He didn't do it for that reason, for the fame, for the fortune, for the glory, for the followers. Like he did it because he believed in racial equality. And I'm doing this summit, gathering all these beautiful speakers together because I have an empowered vision. I have more than just a dream. I have an empowered vision of equality, not just for women, for all people. Part of the equality that I feel very passionate about is this superiority complex that, wow, is really prevalent, even in the spiritual community. Yep. People that think they're higher than thou. It's why I don't call myself a high priestess. I don't, never. I was ordained by a high priestess, but I do not call myself a high priestess. And for those of you that call yourself a high priestess, don't mean to step on your toes, but it doesn't resonate with me. It's like, I'm all into the circle. I don't believe anyone is better than anybody else. No one. I don't care how much fame, fortune, charisma, followers you have. You're either a nice, kind, decent human being or you're out of balance. And I don't know, maybe it's part of who I am, but I just, when someone acts like their poop smells like roses, I'm like, don't think so. I think we're all equal. We're all humans at the end of the day. And can we come back to the humility, grace, truth, equality, and treat each other with respect and honor and dignity and grace? Sending you all so much love on your spiritual awakening journey.